The mother jumps into the water and starts shouting, "Save me! Help me!" The man goes and supports the mother, takes her out of the water, and says, "Mother, what happened to you? What were you doing in the water?" The mother says, "Some people were chasing me, so in panic I fell into the water. My ankle is hurting." The man says, "Don't worry, let's go home." The man and his wife support the mother and bring her to the car. The mother quickly sits on the front seat. The wife protests, "Mother, please sit in the back seat." The mother says, "I will sit in the front with my son only, that's it." A few minutes later, the son is massaging the mother's foot. The mother says, "I want to stay with you for a few days." The wife brings tea for the mother. The mother says, "Surely you haven't washed my shoes yet." The wife says, "Yes, I'll go wash them now." The wife leaves. The mother says, "Bring my clothes from my house." The man leaves. The mother goes to the wife and says, "You will spoil my shoes, leave it, I'll wash them myself." She pushes the wife and starts washing the shoes herself. A few minutes later, the husband enters the house and says, "Why are you crying?" The wife says, "Nothing special. Whose luggage have you brought?" The man says, "This is my mother's luggage. She will stay here for a few days." The wife says, "You make decisions without asking me, and now I will have to bear it." The wife leaves. A few minutes later, the man and wife are eating. The man says, "The soup is very delicious." At that moment, the mother comes. The man says, "Mother, you should also taste the soup." The mother says, "This is a very tasteless soup. This is not something humans eat." The wife says, "If you don't like it, that is your problem." The mother says, "I will get my son married to a woman from a good family." Yet the wife says, "You are not allowed to come into my house and talk like this." The wife leaves. A few minutes later, the wife is sitting sadly on a bench in the park. A friend comes and says, "What are you doing here alone?" The wife says, "It's been a long time since I saw you." Someone records their video while watching them. The friend says, "Did you get married?" The wife says, "Yes, I am very happy with my husband." The friend says, "Okay, see you then." He hugs the wife and leaves. A little distance away, the mother says to the friend, "How do you know that woman?" The friend says, "She is my childhood friend." The mother says, "If you do one thing for me, I will give you this money." The friend says, "I agree." The next day, the friend breaks into the house and grabs the wife. A little later, the man comes and says, "Mother, you look worried." The mother says, "Your wife is not a good woman. I saw her in the park having fun with her lover." The man says, "You must be mistaken." The mother says, "Face the truth. Right now, she is still in your bed with her lover. See for yourself." The man and his mother come into the room. The man removes the blanket from the bed. The friend is alone in the bed. The man says, "So, you are the lover." At that moment, the wife enters the room and says, "This is what your mother told you." "Friend, tell the truth." The friend says, "Your mother hired me to come into this house and show that I have a relationship with your wife so that you would be deceived." The man says, "I opened the doors of my house for you. You misbehaved with my wife, but I never thought you would stoop so low. Get out of my house and my life forever." He pushes his mother out of the house. The wife brings the bag and gives it to the mother and says, "Leave immediately." The mother goes away. The man says, "Thank you for not doing anything wrong." The friend says, "Your wife is a virtuous woman. I respect her a lot." The friend leaves. The man says, "I am sorry that my mother treated you badly." He hugs his wife. Mothers should not interfere in the lives of married sons because sometimes their love plays a negative role.